Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. Didn't know how to start. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush, and we are here tonight for the final show of the year. This is the State of the Bar address. We, of course, have traditions that we will do every year. We will never not do the Cush-Tucky Derby. We will always do a show sometime around March where I speak completely in an Irish accent. And we will always, of course, do the State of the Bar address. And I come to you today letting you know that the state of the bar is strong. We had some triumphs, we had some ups, we had some downs. We did not break even. I don't know if we're ever going to break even. But we are doing fine. I have tonight some proposals for all of you, some changes in the bar that will be coming this next year. Some good, some may be seen as obtrusive, invasive, and downright pervy. I think some of you might think that, but cocktail pervy. So hopefully you guys are into that kind of stuff. That is what we are doing tonight. We will also be making a cocktail called the Nui Nui. However, and I want to make this very clear, we will be making a new Nui Nui. All right? A new Nui Nui. The problem with the Nui Nui, I've always found, is that I don't ever have the stuff to make a Nui Nui. I don't ever have vanilla syrup. I don't ever have cinnamon syrup just ready to go. However, we have been gifted this year, one of the things that we were gifted this year from our good friend Bon Bon is a new recipe to make allspice dram. And in that, I believe we can make a smaller, shorter, easier to make, always on hand, as long as you have a Kyle with an orange tree and some way to make perpetual lime juice. You can make a Nui Nui all year. So that's what we're doing tonight. If you guys have any suggestions for what you'd like to see, stuff that you did not like this year, stuff that you liked and want to do more of for next year, if you guys have a suggestion for other games we can play, every time I go into used bookstores, I look for things like games that we can play, sort of like the Cush-Tucky Derby. I always find those shows to be the most fun. It's just very difficult to play 6-person games that you can play by yourself where I don't have to rely on anybody. Complete games of chance, I think, is what we're looking for. So we'll get into more of that, though, as we come, and we have a major announcement about scheduling. And I know how much everybody loves scheduling talk, but we have to talk about it tonight. This is the night we do it. So first of all, let me say hello to the people. These people have been here the entire time. Anybody that's here, let's see how many people we got here tonight. 14. All right, well, we got half of the big 30 currently. Let's just real quick see if anybody's over on Instagram. We have one person on Instagram. Hello, it looks like Spirit Luna Mixology has joined us over on Instagram. Cheers to our good friend Spirit Luna Mixology. If you want Spirit Luna Mixology, pop on over to YouTube and watch us over here. Let me say hello to our good friend Shawnee Panabaker. Good evening to Shawnee Panabaker. Always a pleasure, never a chore, my friend. Let me say hello to Bon Bon. Bon Bon, I believe, outside of myself and Kyle, has given the most to this bar this year. So let's all hear it up, give it up for Bon Bon. Bon Bon. Not that all of you haven't given a lot of time and a lot of effort But Bon Bon wrote me a couple dissertations today about what she'd like to see in the future. I didn't get a lot of those, but for Bon Bon, if you call Bon Bon, she's gonna be there. Shiny Panda Baker's trying to figure out what to make. Hey, if you followed along this week and you have a little bit of allspice jam, I got a great idea. We're suggesting maybe a hot toddy because Shawnee Panda Baker, it is only 27 degrees. It was a frigid today in Southern California, specifically Los Angeles area. It was a frigid 81 degrees outside today. We're gonna die, aren't we? I don't think this ends well. So cold here that Bon Bon is under 2 blankets. It is warm enough today that I did some housework back at the house. I'm painting the house right now. And I had to take off my long sleeve tee because it was way too hot. Here's Richie the Whiff. Richie the Whiff, our resident expert. What of? You ask him. He knows everything. Let's see. We got a Cafe Adele situation here. If you guys want to pop on over to the after hours, hopefully Bon Bon will put that up there. We'll talk about the after hours as well. DCW Clark was worried about what to wear for this occasion. Hopes that the sequins and feathers are appropriate. Absolutely, they're appropriate. You look wonderful there, DCW Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Derby. Soon, DCW Clark, that'll be a distant past award. Time marches on, as they say. Let me say hello to our good friend Jay Carter, the party starter. He is here, ready to go. Shawnee Panda Baker got another great recipe right in there. That seems pretty good. Scotch, cranberry, lemon juice, and runny honey. Classic. Classic stuff. Tiki Tom is here. Happy Solstice Saturday, everybody. Is it the solstice today? We are officially leaving fall, entering winter. We finished our Fall of Fizz recently, and now we are back to Winter Wonderland cocktails. Let me say hello to Stephanie and Michael. The husbands are here, the winners of the 2024 Cush Derby. Pretty soon, that will also be a distant. We understand how time works, right? It just keeps going. I'm not drinking anything yet, Tiki Tom says, but soon and forever. Cush's USC's women's basketball team is beating up my UConn Huskies women at basketball at halftime. Go Juju. Love to see our good friend Juju of the USC Trojans, the ladies of Troy, the women of Troy, they're called, I believe. Woohoo! State of the bar. We're here for the state of the bar. We got some fun stuff we're going to talk about. Looking dapper. Thank you very much. Let's see. Dum-dum-da-da. I believe this is the presidential theme. Greetings to you as well, Moose. Good to see you, pal. Roger G is here. It's a balmy 18 degrees there. It is, just take those numbers. We're basically the same, Roger. Just take those numbers and reverse them. Chilly. An almost too cold to wear jeans. 81 degrees in Los Angeles. So that's what we got. Okay. This is what we're doing, guys. We are going to, this is more or less a wrap-up party versus a regular show. So we're just going to talk a couple quick numbers so I can tell you guys sort of what we accomplished this year. Then we're going to get into some ideas. I'm going to test some of your appetite for changing things up. And then I'm going to tell you about a large change that is happening to the show. I think in between there, we'll make a newy and go from there. So I got the phone out right here. I know everybody loves it when you get on your phone in the middle of a broadcast, but I do have some numbers for us just so we know how the bar is doing this year. As far as subscribers go from this year, just in this year alone, we have gained 385 subscribers. So in 1 year, we gained more subscribers than there are days. Not by much, basically 1 subscriber a day. We're doing okay right there. I mean, is this the growth we need? It is not, but we have things to remedy that here coming soon. Let's see what else we got. We want to see how many views we got. So let's go to content. Oh, new viewers. New viewers for the last year. We got 4 times 6, so that's 24,000 new viewers. So 24,000 people have watched what we've been doing this year. Pretty good. And let's see, one sec. I should have had this just written out, but I figured I could go through this. Let's see, watch time in hours. Overall, the watch time in hours over this entire year, 4,006 watched hours. So that's pretty good. It's right here. That's pretty darn good. I have a quiz for you. If you guys want to guess what, some of you guys watch the show, some of you guys watch the shorts. What was the most watched short this year? I'll tell you, the most watched video was a short. What was the most watched video today? And maybe have any of you seen it? Let me know in the comments if you guys know what that is. I will give you a hint. It was not made this year. It is not a new one. Apparently, this one has legs. We watched it. People watched it for over 100 hours, which is insane because obviously that is it's a short. It's a very, very short. Thank you. Christmas says I look handsome. That's my stepsister. So there we go. Thank you, Kristen. Is it the Freeport video? It is not the Freeport video. Is it the old-fashioned? It is not the old-fashioned. Is it the Father's Day old-fashioned? Same old-fashioned. It is not all good guesses. No, my most watched video, as it has been, is it the old Cuba? DC Debbie Clark asks. It is not the old Cuban. It is not the old Cuban. No, the most watched video, as it has been, since it went up. Since the day it went up, it went crazy. And then from there, it has never fallen. It is the Why James Bond 007 orders a martini shaken, not stirred. Yeah, there we go. We did have somebody guess it. That came in right before I said it. So congratulations to Mrs. Tiki Tom. It is the James Bond video. So we're going to have to think about more things like that. How to get more James Bond stuff in here. Okay. I feel, let me say real quick hello to Kendall and Addie. Those are my nieces. Good to see you, Kendall and Addie. Always a pleasure. Children, never a chore. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Okay, I want to get into a couple suggestions that people had, and I want to test people's appetites for this. I want to hear your opinions on this. We've been suggesting this for a while. I feel like now, with my new way of bringing people onto the set, now that we are able to have more guests, etc., I believe that it is time this year, and you guys can hold my feet to the fire. I do believe it is time for a movie night. Now, the movie night would be a fairly specific thing. I would need to send out an invitation, so you guys would need to let me know if you want to be there. Send out an invitation. We would not be live broadcast on YouTube. Obviously, we can't do that. We would have to find another system to do that, possibly Zoom, which means that some of you might have to, show us what you look like. We may find another way, but we want to get a movie night going in. We talk about it often, and I want to test to see, would anybody be interested in sitting down with a cocktail and watching a movie? I don't know if that sounds interesting to anybody. I always feel like it sounds interesting, but then I'm the one that usually talks. Bon is suggesting possibly Psycho Beach Party. So, I mean, that's a suggestion. Maybe we all sit down and watch Psycho Beach Party. The husbands are in Cheers movie night with cocktails. Yeah, I think the movie night with cocktails is probably a way to go. So, yeah, DC Debbie Clark, I think, has the right answer. I think we'll probably do, for the first movie, we'll probably watch The Thin Man. If you've never seen The Thin Man, highly recommend. Maybe we will find some sort of way to have a drinking game with that. Nick and Nora, the crime fighters in that movie, a drink through the entire movie. It is spectacular. It is hilarious. I did not think that I would ever really enjoy old movies like that, and now it turns out I love that movie. So we'll probably do The Thin Man. We got to find a day, etc. Always interested in eating popcorn in the dark with strangers. So that's just Doug. Doug actually wrote this before I mentioned movies. I went back and found old things. So always interested in eating popcorn in the dark with strangers. He didn't mention a movie even a little bit. So hopefully he's good. Let's say hello to one of the people that is invited to stay late after the bar. This is our good friend Avery doing her best, keeping the bar alive. Right here, Keith Austin doing his best too. Oh, since Keith is here, we will propose it. Keith Austin is the guy that does the... Let me just... 1 second. We're just going to turn the show off for 1 second. Dang, I thought that would work. Let me get this. I just want to put on the music so that we all know what's... Oh, under music. There we go. Let's just... There we go. This right here is our good friend Keith's music. I think another thing that we want to get done this year, and that is going to be mostly with Keith, is I want a house band. With obviously not every night, but I do think that Keith is a talented guy. Also, I know that Paul is watching. Paul, another very talented guy. I know that Keith and Paul, they played music together for a while. Two very talented dudes. I would love to get a house band going. So if you guys have any way or any people that you want to come in and be part of the house band, I think that's really very important. Welcome back, Keith and Avery, says Cocktail Lulu, our resident welcomer backer. Okay, so house band. We're gonna get a house band going this year. That is going to be important for us. Let's see what else is on the State of the Union or the State of the Bar address. Remember, I just want to remind you one more time that the state of the bar is strong. Dang it, this thing turned off. 1 second, I gotta bring it back on because I'm gonna want all those cheers. What is it? Is it crowd? Great. Okay, so we're gonna get a house band for the show. Next one, suggested to us by Bon Bon. I can provide the speaker system. Douglas can provide the speaker system. If he's not sitting in the back of a movie theater with a big old thing of popcorn in his lap, he is providing speaker systems. So that's good. Oh, my good friend Ryan Lang would sit in on a house band. Well, listen, we may have multiple house bands. So, and Kendall plays the tuba. So, you know, if we need a tuba in the house band. Ryan will sing. QSC is the best, Dougie G. You guys should chat. Rocking and drinking together. That's what we want. We want to be rocking and drinking together. So we're going to get a house band together. I'm going to find a way to get that done. Here is something else. Beyond making drinks, some of you know this. Some of you, most of you probably don't. I'm a pretty good little cook. I do a little cooking. I don't know how we would do it. But Bon Bon suggested maybe we do dinner at some point. I don't know how we're gonna get it done. I don't know. The bar is really set up for like a cooking show. It was suggested. I don't know if maybe we want to even look into doing food for this show, or maybe we keep it just drinks and we shoot some segments outside that are cooking. I can't tell about dinner yet. But if you guys have any suggestions for me on how to get maybe incorporate more food into the show, I think that would be lovely. We're looking forward at this point now to a tiki tuba. So we're gonna need Kendall to get a tiki tuba going. So something, yeah, maybe tiki food pairing. Maybe that's what we do instead of like cooking it in front of you guys. A tiki tuba and a tiki bass. So we will have two very deep instruments played by two very tiny people. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think maybe food pairing is going to do better. I haven't wrapped my head around the food idea yet. The bar is, I'm going to give away something, guys. The bar is much smaller than you think it is. Even if you think it's tiny, it's smaller than that. So I don't know. Let me say hello to Street PI. He is here. More rum in 2025. That's a great one. We will certainly get more rum. We are going to be reaching out to more rum sponsors. Let's talk about that. Sponsors. This is a great way to keep the bar alive. Right now, we are working on finalizing a deal to have Brando Gin as a sponsor of this show. And The idea right now would be to create another channel to help out Brando. That wouldn't be related to this. I would just sort of take on another task. But Brando would come in and help the bar out. Any kind of money that we can get to help this bar out, to help us eventually meet our goal of one day breaking even, is going to be coming from things like our Patreon, and we'll talk all about the Patreon people here in a minute, but the other one is sponsors. Now, I'm going to be reaching out to more sponsors this year. I'm going to be reaching out to a bunch of different rum companies. If you happen to meet somebody that you know that is, you're just talking to them about whatever, and they're like, hey, I'm in the rum game. Usually they'll have a patch on and maybe some sort of peg leg situation. If you meet somebody like that and they're like, hey, me matey, I be in the rum game. And then they'll say something like, how are you today? They say something like, how are you today? See if they're in the rum game. And then point them towards this channel. It doesn't just have to be your friends that you're sending my way. It can also be different sponsors. I want to get as many people involved, and I don't want to take on bad products. All right, that's the entirety of this show. I'm trying my very best to continue to be honest with you. The only reason that we haven't had more sponsors thus far is because I haven't found products that I really like. I found Brando Gin, and I really like it. So I chased them for a lot longer than I should have, and I got them. I want to find stuff that you guys like, that I like, and we will go from there. Did I miss the important part? No, Bootopia. The important part is that we're all together. So you haven't missed that. If you're at least together, you haven't missed the important part. So if you guys know anybody that is in the liquor game, that is even part of, or even if you know somebody else that's doing a show similar to mine, send them my way. I want to chat. All right, I want to chat. I want to bring people together, and I want to talk about booze. That is going to be part of this year. And then the final suggestion from you guys tonight. And I think we all saw, if you were here on Thursday and you witnessed my incredibly fast summation of the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, and then you witnessed how I was able to, without really even batting a brain cell, give you a rundown of a number of Vonnegut books. Clearly, people see that I have at least I had a passion for books, for reading. I was a comparative literature major, theater and comparative literature, but I did a lot of comparative literature stuff. I enjoy books, and one of the things that my college education taught me how to do was recommend books. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are also readers. I don't know if that's a thing that you guys are interested in. I did not bring you in. I did not lure you to my siren shores. That's from Odysseus. I don't know if you guys ever read the Odyssey. I didn't lure you into my siren shores by making you read little scribbles and pages. But I would be interested to see if any of you would be wanting to start a book club. All right. It would be Dr. Cush's Exotic Book Club. We would have separate shows, so we wouldn't get into the normal shows that we normally do. I would suggest a book. We would probably keep it on some sort of theme, something about, alcohol or something about drinking. That is true, Bootopia. Usually sirens are topless, and I have never done the show topless. I did it once in a tank top, and I have never heard the end of it. So we are not doing that anymore. I'm going to keep my shirt on. More clothes, in fact, if we can. I'd be interested to know if any of you are interested, if you guys have a little bit of time to sit around and, chat about books. We'll have like a month to read a book. And then we will sit down with a cocktail and we'll discuss it. At least 20 years ago, when I graduated from college, I was qualified to do something like that. I have not been great at reading recently, and I think that it is important that I get back to it. And I think that having the channel go here would be great. So you guys let me know if you guys are interested at all in a book club. If I can be anybody, and I've said this from day one, basically, I'm Oprah. So, Oprah and I are basically the same person. Both of our best friends are named Gail. So we're trying to get that going. Cush, did you ever have Cutwater night this year? Most are really good cocktails. My favorite is the Tiki Rum Mai Tai, obviously. has a heck of a kick at 12.5. Yeah, I think more brand reviews as well. We never did. Let me tell you something, Street PI, since you bring it up. Cutwater gets a really bad rap, and I think that it is incredibly under. I feel like that is not fair. I feel like Cutwater, they do good work, and hopefully Cutwater's listening and will send me more of those things because I love Cutwater. Sometimes a little too much. No, we haven't done Cutwater, but we will do. I feel like maybe we'll do more interesting things. Joey, my how would I do this? My stepbrother-in-law. Is that how that works? It says maybe picture books. Maybe picture books. I have a suggestion. Pick a cocktail recipe book and have people pick a drink out of it to make it. And that's a great idea. I want to say right now, guys, I am always open to your suggestions. I love it when you guys suggest me cocktails. That is one of my favorite things. Some cocktails I'm not going to find. All right? I don't have the book. I don't have the time, or it doesn't seem, for some reason, when I'm scanning through recipes, I don't find it. I want to open this up to you. Absolutely. Please send me your cocktails. If it's something you made, send it to me. I want to hear it. The Boozy Book Club is a great name for it. Please send me whatever you have. I want in on that. Please, if you guys, even if you're just like, Cush, I had this idea, maybe like you had it in a dream. I have absolutely dreamed. The reason that I have squid ink in some of my cocktails is one time I dreamed about being in a tiki bar in the middle of St. Louis. Never been to St. Louis. I don't even know if there are tiki bars in St. Louis. I'm sure there's one. But I was in this beautiful tiki bar in St. Louis in my dream, and I walked up to the mermaid bartender, and she said, "Would you like your drink with squid ink?" And I sat straight up in bed, and I said, "Squid ink? I wonder if that would be good in cocktails." Turns out it's okay. Can you translate our Italian cocktail book? We can. Yes, I can. I feel like all Ernest Hemingway would bridge the book binge drinking, or the drinking bridge. Yes, I do believe that he was good. I don't know. He talked most of the time. Most of the time when Hemingway was drinking in books, he was drinking straight absinthe. So that's tough. Joey wants a show about the best scenes from movies with cocktails. That's a good idea. What did Roger say? Roger said, my partner's book club is essentially a wine club with books. We could do the tiki equivalent. I'm sure that there are plenty of books that are set near tropical islands. One of the books that we're definitely going to read, I mean, no doubt about it, probably my top 3 favorite books, is A Confederacy of Dunces. If you haven't read it yet, I think it's important that you do. Ignatius Riley, one of the greatest characters ever created. And where does it take place? One of the best drinking cities in the whole world, New Orleans. So we will definitely be doing that kind of stuff in the book club. I just want to know if you guys are interested, and I know that it is now, I don't require anything from you so far other than, show up. And then I suggest you invite your friends. And then obviously, if you can help out, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, I got a Patreon and a PayPal and a Venmo. So I do think that is the way to go. Joey wants to, the show about the best movies. So that's going to come up. We'll mention that again here in a minute. Why don't we get a drink in our hands? We're 30 minutes in or something. And this is one of the issues that we're going to get into issues with the show here in a second. We're going to be making a cocktail now called the New Nui Nui. The New Nui Nui. All right. The Nui Nui is, if you just put in tiki cocktail Christmas, the Nui Nui is going to pop up. How come? Because there's one ingredient in there that is a quintessential Christmas and tiki. It is called allspice dram. Allspice dram, of course, comes from the island of Jamaica, where it is well-renowned. Basically treated as a god out there, more or less. The whole temples to this stuff. Now, we, for a long time, have been using this exact bottle of oh, no, not this camera. I need this camera. Give me a second. We're just going to fix this camera real quick, and 1 second. Don't go too far. I'm not being completely still. I'm doing something else. Okay, we'll go back here, and then hopefully USB video. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're back. Whew. Eventually, we will replace all the cameras in the show, but that does not mean that the state of the bar is not strong. This right here is St. Elizabeth's Allspice Dram. This stuff is delicious. It's very, very nice. I have used this stuff for years. You really don't need a lot of it. But one of our wonderful watchers the Bonbon who just called out the intermission right here, sent us a recipe for allspice dram. And this is a whole big bottle of allspice dram. Homemade, took 5 days. It was very cheap to make other than the vanilla beans, but we can figure that out. But because we're using real vanilla beans and a whole cinnamon clove, we are sort of taking back a lot of the work that would normally go into making a Nui Nui. A Nui Nui, as we all know, is 1.5 ounces of Virgin Island rum, a 1/2 ounce of Demerara rum. It is 1/2 ounce of orange juice, 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Then it is a teaspoon of allspice dram. Sometimes that's all you need. It's 1/2 ounce of cinnamon syrup, and it is a 1/4 ounce of vanilla syrup with a little bit of Angostura just dashed in there. That's great, unless you can roll all of those syrups into one. And I have been tasting this stuff. If you look for it, you can find vanilla. You only need a 1/4 ounce of it. And if you look for it, you can certainly find the cinnamon. There's also some pepper in there, which makes this thing spicy. Hoo-hoo. Oh, dang. I thought it was going to go right here. And then, what is it, crowd? There it is. Anyway, we're going to be making the new Nui Nui, which is going to be taking all of those spices and putting it into, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn, Dr. Cush's, via Bonbon. Bonbon did name it Dr. Cush's Exotic Allspice Dram. Dr. Cush's Exotic Allspice Dram into the Nui Nui. So, let's see how we get our proportions. I've never made this before. I assume it'll work. Mini Cush. Mini Cush. Hold on there, pal. That's Mini Cush. Everybody knows Mini Cush. This is him right here. Hello. He lives on the bar now. Okay. So in the original one, we needed a teaspoon, a 1/2 ounce, and a 1/4 ounce. So I do think that since this stuff is stronger, we don't need to worry about that teaspoon. We can just put in 3/4 of an ounce of a homemade, including cinnamon and vanilla, allspice dram. So do that. Right there. Now, that's a... Oh, hi. Hey, everybody. That's a lot. That's a lot of allspice dram. But remember, we're also putting in the equivalent of the vanilla and the cinnamon syrup. 3/4 is... Yes, thank you, Papa. Yes, it is a lot. But we're going to have to deal with it. Okay. Next, we're going to be... I forgot all about this. This is real lime juice. When you make pseudo juice, you also have to squeeze the limes. This lime juice was just sort of sitting around. Still pretty good. Just as good as pseudo juice, but much thicker. I'm really becoming a pseudo juice fanboy. I really am a pseudo juice girly, I think is where we're going with this. 1/2 ounce of some lime juice, please. Excellent. Now, one thing that a lot of people have been asking for, they've been requesting it, and I have been unable to give it to them until very recently, is an appearance from one of Kyle's oranges. This is a Kyle orange. So let's hear it for Kyle. This is one of Kyle's delicious oranges. It does grow on one of Kyle's weird trees. We're going to be slicing this up, and we're going to be using 1/2 ounce. You know what we're going to do first? We're going to get one of these, because one thing that people did ask for, we can use this for. So we'll peel that off. We're going to cut this guy right in half. When we cut an orange in half, different than limes, we want to cut this one right in half like this, so that we get all of these things. We don't want to cut it like down you get more juice out of it this way. Oh, Kyle, what have I done? Kyle, I don't have a juicer. I haven't been using juicers for a while. We'll put that off to the side while we get the rest. Kyle, would you mind please bring in a juicer? Maybe you can say goodbye to your little orange. I think that would be kind of a lovely little send-off. All right. What do we need? We need some rum. What kind of rum? Free rum. Oh, that's a dead bottle. Hey! Killing bottles. We are killing bottles. Oh, there we go. Is that a... Yeah, that's plenty of him. I do want to write Kiss, the band, and tell them to please make their bottles a little less dark. I know how rock and roll it is, but please. This is not exactly a Virgin Island rum. This comes from Barbados, Guatemala, Guyana, and the DR. Not exactly the Virgin Islands, but It's a free rum. It's got some of the qualities that we're looking for. We need 1.5 ounces of a Virgin Island rum, or just find, you know, if you want to use like a darker Puerto Rican rum, something in that vein, 1.5 ounces of that, please. Oh, let's get this one out of the way so we get a nice smooth pour. Oh, here comes Kyle. Here comes Kyle Claus. Here comes Kyle Claus. Right in Kyle Claus's glove. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Jeez. Something funny. What would you like? Oh, you want to say goodbye to the orange? You want to just like give it a little kiss or something? He's whispering something to it. I'll just... Show's going to go for like 3 hours if we don't get this done quick. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your help. What else do you need? Oh, goodbye. That was Kyle, everybody. Let's... Good work, Kyle. All right. Kyle's in. Kyle's out. Okay, while we're here, let's squeeze our orange. We only need 1/2 ounce of orange juice, so hopefully Kyle will find another use for this orange, but we only need 1/2 ounce, and I know that Kyle particularly grows beautiful, juicy oranges, so let's see how much we can get out of this. Oh my goodness, look at that orange. Wow. Good work there, Kyle. Why not? We'll use all of it. We're doing a touch more. Kyle, please remind me that I do have a orange in here. You know what? I'll just take it out. Put it right there. All right, so throw your orange juice in here. 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce. Last thing we need is a little bit of a different type of rum. We want to split our rum base. We're going to reach back here for a little bit of Denizen rum. Denizen is our 80-20 blend of Guyanese rum, better known as Demerara rum, and Agricole rum from the French Martinique Islands. It is kind of a funky rum. You want something that's a little milder for the 1.5 ounces, and then you want something that's a little funk, got a little bit of either the funk or the Martinique, like grass smell. You want something in that range. We don't need much. 1/2 ounce, please. So 1/2 ounce of some Demerara rum. I hear Kyle bebopping around out there, and it's making me very nervous. That's a good word. I just saw it. Vegetal. Thank you, Keith. We need a vegetal rum. Something that's a little vegetal. Something that tastes a little vegetal. Oh, good. Bon Bon's going to be shipping popcorn to all of us. Can't wait. Very excited. We have one more ingredient I forgot about. We're going to put in some Angostura bitters. This is Sam and Dave. Sam and Dave, who have not been to the show for a while, but I still am in some communication with them. They moved, and for some reason, when they moved addresses, they couldn't come to the virtual show anymore. I don't exactly understand how it is, but we miss them very much. They still help out the show, so they are still the owners of the Angostura bottle. So we're going to put in 4 dashes of some Angostura bitters. For the new people watching, the reason I put 8 is because that is called a half dash or a half dasher. That's what we got. Let's give this a shake. We're going to shake it with, because we won't need many more of these, we'll use our beautiful clear cubes. Crack these open. There we go. Perfect. Nice clear cube. We will drop this into our drink. We'll drop it from here. There we go. Get a nice clean shot. Get out of here. There we go. Now we'll give this a shake. Back and forth, up and down. Remember, like this. Oh, like this. Back and forth and up and down. Much scarier in a suit, because this is dry clean only. And as Mitch Hedberg once said, if it says dry clean only, that means it's dirty. All right, we're going to pour this one over some cracked ice. I brought cracked ice to the bar tonight. Oh, no way. I'm out of glassware? Kyle? Kyle, can you bring me a glass? Sorry, buddy. I know that I'm all over the place. We're gonna just get a piece of glass, like a Kyle, like a rocks glass, if you wouldn't mind. Find this back here. I'll use this one instead. Kyle's on his way to help us pour this drink out. We are running out of time. R.I.P. to Mitch, indeed. Mitch Hedberg, one of the good ones. One of the only... Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah. Okay, Kyle. There we go. Thank you. See ya. All right, we're going to put a bunch of crushed ice in here. I was just going over... I don't know if any of you know her. Shannon Mustafer. Shannon Mustafer, for people that don't watch the show often. For those of you who don't watch the show often, maybe you aren't big fans of Shannon Mustafer. Shannon Mustafer wrote Modern Tiki or Minimalist Tiki. She wrote one of them. She went on a whole rant about whiffin cubes. She didn't call them whiffin cubes. We call them half moons. She called them half moons. But she did not care for whiffin cubes. And I'll be very honest. I found that a bit snotty. I think Shannon Mustafer is one of the most talented people on earth. But for home bartenders, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough to be out there making your own stuff. I do think it's important that we remember, maybe suggest not to use them, but don't be weird about it. Let's pour this guy right into our crushed ice. This is why I brought this up even, because we wanted to pour this over some crushed ice, and this crushed ice, I did not buy a machine. Can I just say that my pours have been freaking on? That is quite a wash line again. Outrageous. Wow. I guess once you get into like 22 years of doing something, this becomes a real situation. Let me say hello to my good friend, Johnny Deluxe. Johnny Deluxe, one of my very, very good friends. Miss you, brother. Hope you're having a great Christmas time. All right, we got this cocktail. We cut this orange off. When you have a nice fresh orange like that, it is usually the most oily version of the orange. So we are, of course, then going to use those oils to get us a little bit of flame. That is one thing that one of the last things that Bon Bon suggested to me. She said, let's have more fire. More fire. So let's, why don't I turn these guys off real quick and we'll get a nice fire going. Duck down here. Light this up. There we go. Oh, you have a fan on. Why do you have a fan in a bar? Get this right here. Oh, the fan's not going to work. Try one more time. Try and block the fan a little bit. Maybe we'll light him over here. There we go. Light him over here. Get that going real high. Get this in here. And then we're going to squeeze. Ooh, yeah! One more. Oh, we dropped it. One more. No, we didn't. Don't worry about one more. We got plenty. There we go. A little fire right in there, and we are good. This right here, the new Nui. We took out all the other syrups, and we only put in our homemade syrup. Our homemade allspice dram. Throw this in here. Let's see how we did. I know what a Nui tastes like. Very excited to see how this works. It's perfect. Honestly, a Kramer all of a sudden. It's delicious. It's perfect, honestly. Stop with all the other syrups for the Nui. Don't stop with them. If that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do. My goal in this is to make this as simple as possible. So find a way to make that allspice dram. We have it over 2 different shows. Yeah, and then use that instead. Is it not too much? It is not too much, even a little bit. Not too much, even a little bit. In fact, I might even put in that last little teaspoon, just maybe like an over pour of 3/4 of an ounce, maybe just a heavy pour. So that is good. Okay, we got our drink. We got to talk about big things now. We talked about we talked about other stuff. We got to talk about some big things. Big things. How many people are here? Oh my gosh, we are setting a record for people watching right now. So thank you, everybody. Let's chat. Oh yeah, fun. This guy spins. let's talk about some big things. So first big thing I want to talk about today, 10 days early. 10 days early. I don't do anything early. I am right on time, but I'm never late. I'm never late. I don't like being late, but I am right on time. I hit deadlines like a car hits trees when you're not driving well. Maybe not a great way to describe my life, but I did it. I have put in my application to speak at both Tiki Oasis Arizona and Tiki Oasis San Diego. So hopefully we get into both. I have pitched a class that I am very interested in. It's something that we have talked about on the show a lot, but I feel like it'll be more interesting for you guys to see it live. It is going to be called, and hopefully we get in. All right, I'm not saying we got in or anything. I think maybe we'll be good. It is called The Secret of the 7 Cocktails. Now, we talk about the 7 cocktails on this class a lot because it is important. It is a very important thing to know. My goal is to put me out of business. My goal, more importantly, is to put bars out of business. I think it is so much more interesting if you can learn to make a cocktail on your own. You can create your own cocktail. It's so great to have your friends come around and make cocktails. How great is it when you are the bartender and you can show what you know and people think you're a magician? Well, one of the ways we do that is through grouping cocktails. And in the end, there are really only 7 cocktails. So the idea is teaching you guys, doing a seminar about the 7 cocktails and making versions of each of them, and maybe doing this in 2 parts. One at Tiki Oasis Arizona and one at Tiki Oasis San Diego, so that we can try one version of each of those cocktails. Maybe not a flip. Maybe they don't want raw egg going into their cocktail. But if they do, we'll make it. That is important. Hopefully we are in. I was reached out to a little bit ago by their team looking for my application. So I think that we might be in. If we're not, no big deal. We will have other meetups in other places, but hopefully, yes, Bon has her tickets to Tiki Oasis Tiki Oasis Arizona. Your class on San Diego was fire. Thank you for all of you that showed up there. I know that we'll probably have some new people. I think Amy Beer said she might make it out to Arizona this year. I know that the Flamingo 4 will most likely be there, etc. And it's it would be a 2-class event. So we're hoping. Oh, let me say hello to Kim K, Kyle's lawyer. So you are so in, Dr. C. Thank you. Hopefully we get in. It was so great. We sold out the whole thing last year. Hopefully we can sell it out a couple times this year as well. Okay. With 8 minutes left, I got to talk to you guys. The state of the bar. Let me just get my sound effects going. Otherwise, this is going to look silly. Nope. Give it a second. Let's just get these sound effects going. Hopefully, in the future, we have a dedicated. There we go. The state of the bar is strong. The community that we have grown is. What's on my forehead? What is that? Just ash? Whatever it is. Yes, it did sell out. I've sold that out multiple times. How fun. Okay, the state of the bar is strong. We are creating a community of people that show up for not just the show, but for each other. I just have to check and see. Is that just I want to be serious, but then it looks like there's something on my head. That show up for this and show up for each other. We are the nicest community on the internet, and it's not even close. By a mile. I used to go to one of my favorite bars in the whole world was on Western and 6th in Los Angeles, and it was called, it might be hair. It was called Frankenhank's, and it was a tough bar. There's something there, right? What is it? Will you just give me a towel or something? I'm trying to have like a clever speech, and I look like it looks like a bruise almost recently. So I just tried. Can one? Huh? Did I scratch it? Maybe I scratched it. It's getting worse. Okay, we're gonna have to go with it. Huh? Yeah, can you bring me some powder? Yeah, Kyle's gonna go break into a Jen's emergency thing. It does look a little like I was in a bar fight. I don't know what that is. Okay, we're gonna put makeup on it, guys. Don't worry about it. This will figure this out. That's how we met. Yes, that's actually where I met Johnny Lux. It was at a bar that was called Frank and Hank's, and the greatest thing about Frank and Hank's that even though it was a dangerous. It was a bar. It was like an underground bar that people would get into fights. There was pool tables and cheap drinks. But you know what? You know what that bar didn't have? It didn't have a bouncer. And that always made me, that I was always so interested in it. Sorry, Kyle's just gonna put a little makeup on me real quick. Let me just, oh, you wanna, how do we do this? Just go ahead and get it right there. Just go ahead and, yeah, there we go. 1 second, guys. We're just gonna throw a little cover up on it. No, Doug says we can fix it in post. Turns out we cannot fix it in post. It's gone. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Kyle. Wow, what can't Kyle do? Okay. Anyway, the place didn't have a bouncer. You know why? Because everybody in that bar loved that bar. And so if you were going to be a jerk when you came into the bar, you didn't need a bouncer. You had everybody in there. That's how we do this. That's how we do this. We have had trolls on this show. We have had people that come in and say bad things. And you know what? Bounce instantly. Not because we have a moderator that's kicking people out, no. But because the moment you come in to this place, you're expected to behave in a manner that is befitting to a community that has grown from nothing into such a wonderful place. So that's, where was I going with that? Anyway, this bar community is spectacular. That is where we are strong. Where we are not strong, and this is a hard thing to say, we are not gaining. We are staying stable. We are not moving forward in this, and we, in that, run the risk of having this become even great bars go under. This year, one of the greatest bars in Los Angeles had the best people come through, made the greatest drinks, made everything great. It's called The Varnish. It was Sasha Petrasky's. I think it was his last bar that he opened. And it died. It died. It's a perfect bar. Great bartenders. Some of the greatest bartenders that have ever walked the planet had been behind that bar. And it died. And it died. And right next door, there's a bar that is, plays loud music, has crappy drinks ever since I left. And you know what? That place is still open. There is an economics to this. So this is what we're going to be doing. No, this is the exact opposite of what Kim K is saying. We are not going to be giving Kyle a raise. We have to find a way to make this more, at least more marketable. All right. Whilst the live shows are incredibly important to this show, the live shows, they'll obviously continue. We're not getting rid of the live shows. I wanted to scare you guys a little bit. We are going to be getting rid of our Thirsty Thursday. All right. We will continue to have Tiki Tuesday, and we will continue to have Saturday. We're getting rid of Thirsty Thursday because we're replacing it with something else, okay? I'm trying to do my Ryan Seacrest thing, where I like say something bad and then we wait for you guys to... Thirsty Thursday is going to go away because we're going to replace it with a behind-the-scenes look into what video I am making. It is important now that I can start to create videos that are more for the general public. When people show up, or when people come to my channel and they see that it is I'm making a paper plane, and it says underneath there 38 minutes, and it starts 4 minutes of an intro, and then I say hello to everybody for 8, and then by the time it's 12 minutes, we haven't even started the drink, where other channels are doing their drinks very quickly. They won't choose my channel. So we thought long and hard about this, about exactly how to to have the best of both worlds with this. So Thursdays will no longer have an intro. They will no longer they'll no longer have a music set in. We will start the show immediately. I will have an idea for what I'm going to be doing, and we're going to be filming all of these live. So what you're going to be watching on Thursdays from now is going to be not a produced show. You might have to watch me make drinks a few extra times so that we can get the timing right on this stuff. But we're going to be making our YouTube videos that we're going to cut into shorter things. And instead of, because my time, unfortunately, is very, very short, we are going to be filming all this stuff live. Yes, Kyle will still be here. It is all going to be the exact same. Kyle, how are your editing classes? Kyle will not be editing the classes. Kyle has told me multiple times he is on-screen talent or he walks. So I have to edit these things. So basically what we're going to be doing, guys, Thursdays is just going to change a little bit. It'll still be the same community. We're still going to click those. We're still going to click the cameras on. We're not going to have all of the intro. We're not going to have all the rigmarole going on Thursday. What we're going to do is I'm going to click these cameras on just like if I was about to come back here and make do a class. And I'm going to try intros a couple times. I'm probably going to try, if the drink doesn't work, we'll redo it. But it's not going to be a lot of, I have a structure for the live shows. This will be much less structured. To the point Thursdays. This is where I was coming to you guys. I'm going to need names. So the other thing about Thursdays is it will go live. And then it will go away. It'll just go live and it'll go away. I think if you guys are interested, I will put it up on the Patreon so you guys can go watch these again. But it'll basically be just I think somebody said it. We get to be live studio audience. That's exactly what you're going to be. Live studio audience. You're going to see how the bacon is made. Is that the thing? Bacon? Does anybody care how bacon's made? Put it on a freaking grill. You guys are going to get to see how the sausage, that's what it is, the brother breakfast food. You're going to get to see how the sausage is made. That's more interesting. Thank you. Thank you. It is sausage, not bacon. Sausage. Thank you, everybody. Sausage. Free for all Thursday. I mean, yeah, sausage. You guys, I get it. It's sausage. How's the sausage is made? So that's what we're going to be doing. We want to, the only other option in order to make the cocktail to make this show work and not run me ragged in a situation where I am sort of lost. I'm not like I said, I mean, I joke about this. The bar barely breaks even or barely goes under. We're right about where it is. The bar is, I have to have many other jobs. I have to be kind of a journeyman. Editing for other people, writing for other people, picking up bar shifts where I can in order to make this thing work. So I don't really have time to take a whole nother day to make things that are more YouTube appropriate. I want this to stay nice and cozy and cuddly. Obviously, the live shows will continue to stay nice and cozy and cuddly in my estimation. Because I don't think a lot of people show up to live shows, even if it's a very popular YouTube channel. But because we didn't gain a lot of YouTube subscribers, it means that the channel doesn't have growth. And unfortunately, if the channel doesn't have growth, then that is a dying channel. And so we need to find new ways. Now, I think that this is a good compromise where we're not losing a day of community. We're not losing a day where anybody gets to come together and chat and see their friends and talk. What we may lose a little bit is some of the I don't know. I don't even know what we're going to be losing. We're going to be losing that intro on Thursdays, but Kyle will still be there. We may sorry, this is funny. Tim, one of the Flamingo Board, did show up the moment I mentioned sausage, and Doug did say, anytime you talk about sausage. There he goes. It may be, I don't know exactly how the structure is going to work. It may be that, in order to get these things done. I'm able to chat with you guys. We might not do a whole list of who's there, but we're going to see exactly how this works. So yes, I see tiki food and drink pairing is working already. More sausage. If this could be Dr. Cush's exotic sausage and drinks, I think we got ourselves a deal. So that's what we got, guys. We are going to continue with the 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Tiki Tuesdays. Saturdays, we will have many more interviews. Now that we have the interview ready to go, my idea is just to get as many interviews in as we can. And then on Thursday, we're going to be doing things like, and maybe some of these aren't going to be interesting to you. Maybe some of them will be incredibly interesting to you. We're going to do things like the many uses of a bar spoon, right? And we're going to get that video looking tight and good. And some of these shows may go on much longer than the 30 minutes because sometimes I need to get the shots that I need. So Thursdays, you guys may be getting more live show than you bargained for, but Thursdays is going to Thursdays are going to be a little different. So just so you guys know, Thursday was that we chose Thursday because of course it's our least watched show, and we don't want to lose Tiki Tuesday and we don't want to lose Saturday, so we are going to do it like that. So that really, guys, is what happened to this? That really is the state of the bar. As I've said all night, the state of the bar is strong. I don't know how to stop this other than that. We will have Abe Froman or Abe Foreman. We'll have them both. The Fro and the Four, we'll have them both on the show. Honestly, if you guys have anybody that you think would be kind of a the sausage king of Chicago, yes, that's what we should have. If the sausage thing becomes a real like inside joke, that we're gonna lose control of this. That's what we got, guys. The state of the bar is strong. This again has been the pleasure of my life doing this show. Yes, it hasn't made me a millionaire. It hasn't even made me 1,000-aire at this point. It might be teetering on 100-aire at this point, but I left a well-paying job with some prestige in the bar industry. I walked away from that. Not really, you know, everybody was sick. Everybody had a little cough. So I had to walk away from that, but I didn't go back to it because of the community that we had built here. This is the best thing that I have ever done and the best thing that I can even imagine doing. We built this, myself, my wife, who is my producer, and my barback, Kyle, have been doing this for a long, long time. We did not expect sort of anybody to show up. I thought we would maybe do 4 of these on Instagram, and then I would go right back to work, and I would now be 42, almost 43, working behind a bar until 5 a.m. And that is not the case. It has opened up a number of other great opportunities for me, and I hope that the content that I am putting out and the community that I am at least fostering is payment enough for what you guys have given me back. So thank you. We will be back next year with a different version of Thursdays. Give me 1 second. Sorry. We'll be back next year with a different version of Thursdays. But almost everything will be the exact same. Remember, guys, let me just say hello real quick to my lovely wife, who I'm sure you guys all understand what Jen does for the show, but without Jen, the show also would not exist. So probably more, I mean, we could probably plug and play me, but in the end, I think Jen is the most essential to the show. Bring the monkey. I'll bring the monkey. Everybody know the monkey? This is the monkey. Boop. Hello. Okay. That's what I got for you guys. I can't. Sorry, Bon. Tears, always tears. I get very emotional about this show. I cannot believe that it's happening. There's a you wonder when you look back when you look back on some of these things, you hope that you recognize that you're in the good old days. I think these are them. So, I cry on the show at least twice a year, so it's not like this is a big thing. Yeah, I think that these are the good old days. I believe that I will remember these for forever, and they wouldn't happen without you guys. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do. Remember, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, there's a couple ways you can do it. I have a Patreon. Let me please thank my Patreons. I realize that I am horrible about Patreon. I know that if you sign up for the Patreon, there isn't a huge value. It's not like you get to see different things. I don't like show my feet on Patreon or whatever anybody's interested in, but you guys, more than anything, are just keeping the bar alive. And I promise I will do better about Patreon this year. Even if it's just a little something, I will do better about Patreon this year. But I want to thank all of you for being my Patreons. Let me just, there we go. I promise I will do more about Patreon, but I just want to let you guys know how important that is, that it keeps the bar stable. It keeps the bar basically just in booze. Yeah. I know I'm horrible about it, but you guys are not. And thank you to all my patrons. So if you guys want to help out the bar in the same way, I have a Patreon. I also have a Venmo and a PayPal if you want to buy me a shot. None of you guys ever take advantage of it, but if you send me a shot and a way to send you a little video of me taking that shot, I usually do send that video. So yeah, so if you can help out that way. If you can't help out that way, remember, tell your friends. If you talk to anybody that's in the booze industry that is looking for a way to promote, let them know that we have the best community on planet Earth about booze, and maybe about books, et cetera, et cetera. So have them get a hold of me. And if you can't do that, do exactly what you do every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Show up. Thank you. I have to do this again. So.
Goodbye.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
When did you discover that you were so beautiful?
How are you today?
I'm having a party, and you're invited!
But that's not what we're talking about. But that's not what we're talking about.